you guys, and welcome to today's video. I'm so excited to have you here. So today we're going to be doing the infamous MLM horror stories. I just got done drinking my coffee. I literally took an hour to drink it and was just scrolling through and responding to comments. So I'm like, okay girl, get on and freaking film finally. So first MLM horror story we have is about Kyani. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's K-Y-A-N-I scam. My story happened about 6 years ago and had no idea MLMs was a thing. Knew nothing of it. I was in college, worked part-time. Basically, I didn't have much income. I was fortunate enough that my parents paid my room and board. I did have a credit card, but I was so careful about it. I think the only charge I had monthly was my auto insurance. My best friend at the time was very successful. He was about 5 to 6 years older than me and really seemed to have his life together. I adored him and everything he had accomplished. He owned a loft in downtown Dallas, drove a BMW, and had everything designer. He worked a normal full-time job. I forget exactly what he did, but he had discovered a new business venture and thought of me to be a part of it. God, I was so naive. I just remember he told me to come over one evening. It was very typical of me to just head over after class since I attended school walking distance from his loft, but he was adamant on me being there this particular evening. When I got there, I was introduced to this really pretty girl, decked out in designer, looking fabulous. My friend was hardly ever impressed by people and he seemed very intrigued, so I knew she had to be a big deal. She started her spiel. She was 19 years old and was super successful, a diamond in the company. She went on to explain how she had nothing and came from nothing. Then she was introduced to Kyani. I'm just gonna say Kyani like the name. It completely changed her life and now she has everything including the white Mercedes car. She wasn't much younger than me, so I thought, wow, how hard could it be? My best friend had just joined and she's there to guide me and help me through everything like she promised. I thought we were in this together, but I was discouraged when I saw the startup cost. There was absolutely no way I could afford that. I mean, my most expensive bill is probably close to $300. So the thought of me spending $600 to invest in a business that was absolutely insane. I didn't have it. The meeting to get me to join under my best friend wasn't a success that night. It might have been the next night or 2 to 3 nights later. My best friend had me on the phone. During our call, he told me he had somebody that he wanted me to speak to and freaking three-way plugged him on the call. He was even higher ranked than this girl I met from Kyani. Turns out he was the boyfriend to the diamond girl. On that call, the guy was giving his spiel and blah, blah, blah. But then my best friend asked me, "You have a credit card, Hunter? Just do it." And he was so convincing. I mean, I completely looked up to him. I wanted a luxury life so bad, and I was so sick of school. My dumbass did it. $600 later. I think I was active in Kyani for a few months, never made a single penny back, never had a downline. I had countless trainings with both of our mentors, and I mean countless. I couldn't get past sending those cringe cold messages. They made me even call a few people and had to pitch over the phone, literally all unsuccessful. I felt they were disappointed in me. Shit, I felt disappointed in me. I felt like a failure. I had spent so much money, the $600 startup cost, the monthly auto ship, which was $199, and I was with the company during a time that they had a big event. That was another $200 to $300. I eventually canceled the shit and had so much blueberry juice, it was ridiculous. That shit was disgusting. Anyways, I felt stupid, but you live and you learn. I was literally young and dumb. I'm no longer friends with that guy and the power couple split up. Nor do I think they are a part of Kyani anymore. Is it even a thing? Years later after college, my success came organically. I ran into Diamond Girl. She was a bottle girl at the club serving my alcohol. Boy, did the tables turn. I know she makes a cute coin from that, but what happened to living with financial freedom? I wish channels like yours existed back then. Thanks for exposing these Huns. That was a one-of-a-kind story. So I also agree. I love that like so many platforms have people talking about MLMs. Like clearly most of it started with Reddit, people talking about MLMs, and then clearly on Instagram and then YouTube, like more people are starting to have conversations, and now TikTok is starting to have conversations about it, or has been. I think for probably over a year I've seen people on there doing content. So it's so great to just see so many more people talking about it, meaning so many more people are going to be educated about it, or they're going to come across someone who's actually talking about MLM. So I think it's really great that there are so many different people and so many different platforms. So no matter what platform you're on, hopefully you will will see it pop up, see a video, see a clip, see a post on Reddit or something that can help you out. So I am really happy about that. So I kind of want to look up Kyani. I feel like I have talked about them once before, maybe, or twice, but I don't remember. Oh, never mind. I remember. I recently talked about this. I would say in the past like 2 to 3 months, honestly. So they sell like health and wellness products, but you know, the type of health and wellness products that you don't actually need in your life. So yeah, it seems that they are still a thing. They sell a bunch of health and wellness products, like things like shakes and pills and I don't know, just a bunch of powders and stuff, you know, which I'm down for powders. I drink pre-workout every now and again. I drink post-workout, but all this extra stuff, not even post-workout and pre-workout are actually needed to get results. So yeah, in my opinion, you don't need any of these products, but I can also understand the fact of getting roped in at like such a young age. I was 19 when I got roped in, but people like college students a lot of the times are in a place where, like you said, they don't have a lot of like money. You know, a lot of new college students, if you just went to college out of high school, is just starting their credit, like 18, getting a credit card, starting to build their credit and do things like that. So when you hear about something like this and you've never seen things about MLMs before, like you don't have family who have talked to you about it and educated you about it, or if you haven't looked online yourself and found it or come across a video, you're going to be one of those people that are more so likely to join, just like military spouses who a lot of the times have their spouses deployed and are more so lonely. It's the same with college students, except for I feel like the college students are more like the money aspect. Like college students need money, if we're gonna be honest here. College is not cheap. So I really understand that. So thank you so much for sending it to me. I would also love for people to comment down below if you've ever been into an MLM. How old were you when you got roped in? Because I feel like you can really get roped in at any age if we're being honest here. Oh, the next one says, my uncle is marrying a Monat hun. Hi, Deanna. I've been watching your videos nonstop since I found your channel about a week ago, and I decided to tell you my MLM horror story. In 2020, I decided to move out of my grandma's house because she was taking advantage of my money and she was involved in so many pyramid schemes and stuff like that. And I was tired of how she was treating me. I moved out, and since the car I had was really hers, she took it back and I was forced to get my own, which I thought was good, but I bought an old car. I don't have much knowledge about cars and I got ripped off and bought a car that actually caught on fire on me after a day of me driving it. Damn, you didn't even get a week with the car. That is messed up. She goes, so here is where the MLM stories start. My uncle had been dating his fiance for about 2 years now, and she's a very nice girl. I hadn't really bonded with her much. We didn't really spend much time together, and we followed each other on social media and would occasionally see each other when I visited my uncle. At some point, she joined Monat, and I started seeing about it on her IG stories. At this point, she started trying to get along more with me, and she would invite me to her place and stuff like that, which I didn't think much of at the time. Since I'm not from the US and I don't really have many friends here, I thought it'd be nice to hang out. She started telling me about her business and giving me samples to use, and then started targeting me with personal stuff. She started telling me since I lived alone now, I had to think about getting extra income so I could pay my expenses, and referenced my broken car, saying that Monat would give me a free car and she knew I needed one. I said to her no for like 5 months, and she would bully me into it, saying I was too young to see how good it'd be for my future. I'm only 4 years younger than her. Can we pause for a second? I dislike that so much. Like, I dislike when someone's like saying something like they're so much older than you and they're like 2 years older. They're like, oh, I remember when I was your age. Girl, you're 2 years older. Like, you're remembering, yeah, because it just happened. Like 2 years to a lifetime is not a lot of years. So I get annoyed by that too. Okay, so she said, saying I was too young to see how good I'd be for my future. And she made me feel guilty to the point I said yes. She told me what to buy and made me spend a lot of money. When I got the COVID stimulus check, she said it'd be good to invest it into Monat, and that in 1 month I would at least get $1,500 back for sure. She never said you might. She always assured me I would. I told her I had no friends here to sell to or anything, and she told me I had to cold message people even if I didn't know them. I found that to be very humiliating, and at the time I decided to get out. After a week of getting out, I found anti-MLM videos on YouTube, and it was until then that I realized it was a pyramid scheme, and I felt so stupid. But anyways, now I've had 2 promotions in my corporate job that I love and a car that works, so I'm happy. But I still find some kind of resentment towards her for what she did to me when I trusted her. Ooh, sorry for the long long video. Have a nice day. I love your videos. First off, the whole COVID thing, yeah, please guys, do not let anyone like during this time of like COVID still happening for people to like bully you into anything or make you feel like you need to buy something. I know sometimes I'll do like haul videos and things like that, but I always try and say like you don't actually need these products. They may make your life easier, maybe like cool, but you don't need it. Just like you don't need Monat's expensive hair care, but I can get like the resentment that you could have towards someone if you lose a lot of money, especially again during a time like this. If people are taking advantage of people during COVID and saying that you're gonna automatically make money, you may end up resenting them because duh, you're losing money during a time where so many people are losing jobs, not getting promotions, and losing money essentially. So I totally get that. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Ew. Market America? Okay, so this one's about, it says Market America, liar, liar, friend on fire. It says, note, all names have been changed, including my own. So we're gonna use fake names. I do like that. Ooh, this is a long one. This is gonna be good. Okay, it says, hi Deanna, my name is Artemis and I'm 27 years old. I saw your video about Market America and was very excited to hear the story. I hardly hear anything about them, so here's mine. For background information, I was briefly in It Works for 9 months in 2015, so I do have some experience with the toxic culture. After I graduated university in the spring of 2016, I struggled to find a job in my field. I had been on vacation for 6 weeks, and when I came back, I was extremely depressed. Months passed, and I interviewed for 2 places in August/September. One of them was probably the Smart Circle scam, but fortunately, I had caught that right away. I didn't interview anywhere else after that because I was furious about the situation. Anything that I thought was marketing related really was not what I had in mind. Fast forward to December, my lowest point that year. I gained so much weight, still depressed, and felt that I had no friends. Out of the blue, someone from my university DM'd me on Instagram. We had mutual friends, but I had no idea who she was. Because we had mutual friends, I gave it a chance. She said her name was Cynthia and she wanted to be friends. Deep down, I could feel my stomach tighten, but I mistook it for excitement because I wanted to hear something good. And I wanted a friend so badly, I thought this was my chance to meet someone new. We chatted for a bit and I learned she was an executive assistant for a well-known luxury home builder company, and I finally gave her my number. We agreed we would get dinner after her work one day, and I was looking forward to it. Well, that day came and I was preparing to meet her for dinner at Panera. I do like Panera, I will say that. Cynthia asked me if she could bring another friend. I said, sure, the more the merrier. I gag now because who the hell says that? Then my sister Kay came into the bedroom and I casually mentioned about this girl I was gonna meet. And she just said, almost immediately, Kay told me to not meet this girl. I asked her why and she said she suspected that Cynthia was part of an MLM and bringing her friend was her tactic. I was not happy that Kay said that because I just wanted a friend. I told her that I would watch out for that and I decided to go. Once I arrived at Panera, I looked for Cynthia. This part is a little fuzzy in my memory since it was so enraging for me, so I will do my best to retell it in the correct order. I found her at a table with a bag and her laptop and notebook open, so I assumed she was doing work. She saw me as I approached the table and we greeted each other and noticed she had not gotten anything to eat at all. I sat down and we talked until her friend came. His name was Bob. Guess what was really weird? Bob also brought his laptop. I can't believe it was so suspicious that I did not even say anything. I've always been an agreeable person with an occasional tantrum here and there, but this made me angry. Bob pulled out his laptop and some products and began the presentation. My stomach freaking dropped like a bomb exploding in my stomach. While he was talking, I was envisioning myself doing a dramatic exit and saying something like, "You lied to me. I thought you wanted to be friends." Instead, I just felt my blood boil and was extremely irritable. All I could think about was how Cynthia got me out of my comfy bed to lie to me and pitch me a dream that was a lie. A big fat lie. After the presentation, she even said to me, the best thing about being in this franchise is that you spend time with your best friend. I gag. There is nothing appealing with what she said. I do not want to be best friends with someone in my business. I do not want to do business with my best friends. I also do not want to go to dumb conferences with my best friend forever, a franchise business owner. Most of all, I do not enjoy being lied to. Maybe I think too much, but I could feel that they were really proud of themselves for snaking me out of the house. So I excused myself and said I needed to go get some food. Did I leave? No. I got my food. I felt too rude to leave and not say anything, but also I envisioned that it would have been more satisfying to say I was getting food than walk right out of the door back to my car. I still wish I could go back in time to claim my dramatic exit. After getting food, I sat back down with them and they continued to talk while I ate and burned with anger. They gave me a bunch of weird powder drink mixes that might have been protein powder that was hella expensive. They talked about shop.com and all these things that made no sense to me. And also, I discovered that almost everything they were saying to me was going in one ear and out the other, which should have been a sign that everything they were saying didn't make sense anyways. Anyway, I continued to nod my head and ask them questions because Cynthia was showing me the structure of the company. I think she said something about linear company, and that's why it's not a pyramid scheme or MLM, which was completely dumb to me. Because after she would explain it, I would ask a question, and somewhere in my head, I had unintentionally mentioned MLM, and she continued to say that it was not. They both were really nice when they explained it, but none of it was making sense at all. They said when one person gets paid, everyone gets paid. And in my head, I thought, that was also really dumb because then why would anyone do any work? I think the whole ordeal lasted about an hour and a half. Eventually, I said I had to think about it because none of this was making sense and that I was very tired. Even after this, every month she would check up on me. She followed me on socials and would sometimes text/call. I eventually stopped responding and I guess she learned to stop pestering me. I guess I'm just upset that I didn't gain a friend. I literally just wanted to be friends and talk about life and go see a movie, not make money together, laughing emoji. The nice thing that I learned about myself that day was that no one could ever recruit me into their MLM again because whenever I feel uncomfortable, I just want to get out. You can't guilt me into joining because the guilt just got me out. Currently, I'm in a much better place now and working in my current job for almost 4 years now. But I do have more stories I can share later. I was only in It Works, but I have hilarious encounters with Vector Marketing, It Works, Amway, 2 different stories, Smart Circle, and Pampered Chef. Thank you for reading my stories and all that you do. That's a lot. Because I think about before I joined my MLM, I didn't have like any really encounters. I just remember my mom's friends would do like those Mary Kay parties and my mom would buy Mary Kay. But I never had like any encounters with MLMs like prior to, and Monat. My friend was selling Monat, but that was like about it. So it's crazy to hear that so many people have like so many different encounters. So with this one, yeah, this individual reminds me of someone who is just great, like a great person who just wants to meet people, wants to have friends, just wants to hang out, wants to grab coffee, wants to go out to the movies. And it sucks that those type of individuals, those great human beings that just want to have a friend and someone to connect with, are most of the people targeted, right? And it's shitty. It's very shitty to see these MLMs just go after people like that, right? Military spouses, moms, all of these people who can be very lonely and just want conversation. Anyways, I wish you had your dramatic end and your dramatic scene too, because that would have been great for you. Next one. I feel like we could do another one. Let's see how long. Yeah, this one's short. Okay. It goes, MLM horror story, possible devil core. Oh. Hey Deanna, I was watching your video today and this story popped up into my head and hearing the Mary Kay story. You can use my name if it's something that you want on your channel. So December 2020, me, my husband, and kids, my mom, brother, and brother's girlfriend all went on vacation to the cutest little town here in Washington called, oh my gosh, Leavenworth. I've wanted to go there so bad. We lived in Washington for a couple years. We were actually talking about it recently. I miss it. I would probably actually if if I had the chance to just travel my whole life, I would travel back there and live there for a summer again or something. It is so nice in Washington. A little expensive and the weather can be crappy because the sun's not out much and I love the sun. But this town, guys, if you live in Washington or you want to visit a location during Christmas that's not New York, you visit this place. Because she even says it's a town that we call Christmas Town because it's amazing to visit at Christmas time. It is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. And I didn't actually get to go in person. I just seen photos all the time of people in Washington that would go. Oh, it is the dream if you like seeing lights and just a pretty Christmas vibe because it snows there and stuff too. You have to go. Anyways, to continue. She said, the trip was because, my brother was proposing to his girlfriend. She said yes. Well, while we were walking down the main street, some guy yelled out to my mom to try a sample. I know, immediately it was not good. Anyways, he commented on the bags under her eyes and asked her to come in so he could show her something. My mom is a recovered addict with multiple mental health disorders. She struggles with low self-esteem badly, so it pissed me off that he said that to her, especially when she looked very pretty that day and was feeling good about herself. There was another guy there who blocked the entryway when the other guy pulled her in. They were both very aggressive and had accents, so I couldn't understand them very well. Little did they know I'm 5 feet tall, but never back down. After a couple minutes of watching my mom through the window, I could tell that she was getting sucked in. The storefront had no name, the inside was completely bare, so she had no idea what they were advertising. It was shady as hell. The guy blocking the door walked away and a woman took his place. I stepped up beside her, kind of pushed past her and said to my mom, "We gotta go." The lady started talking to me and I put my hand on her face and said, "Nope." Then my mom stood up and the guy putting his crap on her face said, "Just one more minute." I said, "No, now." I've always had to be my mom's security guard. She gets herself into the worst situations sometimes. He said, "Can I at least give her a sample?" I said, "No, you cannot, we're leaving." By that point, my mom probably thought I was about to open a can of whoop ass on the people, so she came rushing out. When she got out, she tried to say that she could see a difference in her wrinkles under her eyes. I asked her how much the product was. Wait for it. $200 for eye cream. These people are out of their damn minds, but they're in a town where there's a good amount of money circulating, so maybe they have luck. Just goes to show how they prey on people who don't know better or people who are already insecure. I think this was more of a devil core, but I don't know the name. They're one of those pop-up places that I think also sell the nail and hand stuff in the middle of the mall. Anyways, I needed to share. That's like a really shitty situation, but you're great. Like, this person is a great human because I'm not confrontational, so I would be the person who's in the store that's letting them put eye cream on me because I feel bad. So shout out to you helping your mom out. And it does suck. A lot of MLMs prey on insecurities. They go after people that they would think would be insecure, but in this moment, like you saying, your mom felt so good and she's, you know, sometimes very insecure about like herself after struggling with a lot of health issues. So it's really shitty that like someone like that who has gone through a lot, is going through a lot, is feeling good that day, and then someone like says something about her wrinkles. Like, that's really annoying. Like the wrinkles, if someone comments about someone's body, I don't know, just I don't like those things. Anyways, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to send me your MLM horror story if you would like me to share it. So that's going to be it for today's video. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, comment down below because I love chatting with you guys, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I also have a vlog channel which is very new. I announced it in last week's Wednesday video, and if you want to support that channel too, I'd love to see you over there. If not, I will see you on Monday.